Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're completely tearing down those outdated strategies you might still be using and exploring the definitive 2026 YouTube SEO Playbook. Look, for the professional creator or really anyone acting as the chief everything officer for a brand, the video description is so often treated like an afterthought, right? It's just that quick place to dump some social links before hitting publish. But in 2026, that is a massive mistake. Your description is no longer just a text box, it is a highly structured semantic roadmap for YouTube's advanced AI. So let's get right into how you can actually transform your metadata into a literal lead generation machine.
Okay, let's dive into this. To understand why descriptions are so vital right now, we have to look at how YouTube actually routes traffic. The platform essentially operates two massive distribution systems. First, you've got the discovery engine, which is driven heavily by browse features and pushes content to viewers based on their past behavior. But then, you have the intent engine. This is YouTube's search-driven system. It serves content to viewers who are actively typing in queries to solve very specific problems. And the data shows that SEO-driven search traffic converts at roughly 2.6%, which is significantly higher than passive social traffic.
So I have to ask you directly, is your video description a semantic roadmap or is it an afterthought? Because if you're just uploading your content and relying purely on your title and thumbnail to do all the heavy lifting, you are leaving highly converting traffic on the table. When users search for a specific answer, your content might actually be getting impressions in the search results. But if your description isn't optimized, you aren't getting the click. And you certainly aren't confirming your relevance to the algorithm. To fix that, we're going to break down the complete anatomy of a perfect 2026 video description. We'll hit 1, the 2026 metadata shift, 2, mastering the 150-character hook, 3, writing the mini blog intro, 4, winning Google key moments, and finally, 5, optimizing links and hashtags. Let's start right off with Section 1, the 2026 metadata shift.
The mechanics of search ranking have really evolved away from pure metadata matching, where crawlers were just looking for specific tags. Today, YouTube uses Gemini AI to build a deeply semantic profile of your content to confirm its specific entity. A perfectly optimized description feeds exactly into this, creating a really healthy traffic split. Ideally, you want roughly 30% from search, balancing out 40% from browse features and 25% from suggested. This is absolutely crucial because it prevents you from falling into the shorts trap, where 90% of your views are high reach but have near zero conversion. It also stops you from becoming just a static library with high search but no serendipitous discovery. Moving down the description box, we hit Section 2, mastering the 150-character hook. We're starting at the very top of your text box here. The first sentence you write is arguably the most important real estate on your entire channel outside of the thumbnail, and it's all because of this number. 150. When a user searches on YouTube or Google, they do not see your entire 5,000-character description. No way. They only see the first 150 to 160 characters. This is your snippet, and this tiny window is exactly what earns that initial click from a searcher who's deciding between your content and your competitors right below it. Now, what's really interesting about this contrast is the massive difference in SEO value. The bad snippet, hey guys, welcome back to my channel, where today I'm going to talk about something really cool. Look, that tells the searcher absolutely nothing and offers zero value. Compare that to the good snippet. Learn how to write YouTube video descriptions for SEO so you can rank #1 in 2026. The golden rule here is that your primary keyword absolutely must appear in that very first sentence, heavily front-loaded to immediately capture both the AI's attention and the human's click.
That perfectly tees up Section 3, writing the mini blog intro.
Once you've hooked them with that first sentence, you enter the context phase. In 2026, the algorithm essentially functions like a search engine's featured snippet bot. You need to treat your first paragraph as a 200-word mini blog to feed its natural language processing algorithm exactly the readable context it craves. Old school keyword stuffing, where creators just pasted a giant list of 50 tags, yeah, that's totally dead and will actively get you penalized today. Instead, you need a concise, clear summary that answers the search query directly. So the crucial point is how you actually format this to satisfy the algorithm. Use your primary keyword just once, then naturally include 1 to 2 LSI keywords, that's latent semantic indexing, which really just means terms that are conceptually related to your main topic. And above all, keep the language totally natural, readable, and scannable. Remember, you're writing a helpful summary, not a robotic list of terms. Next, let's jump to Section 4, winning Google key moments. Moving further down the structural layout of our description, we hit one of the absolute most powerful tactical moves you can make: timestamps.
When you add detailed video chapters, Google can actually index specific, granular segments of your video. This allows you to appear in the highly coveted Key Moments section directly on the Google search results page. By doing this correctly, your video can literally leapfrog over traditional written blog posts in Google's rankings simply because you're providing the exact specific answer the user is looking for at exactly the right second.
But listen, the algorithm is super picky, so you have to format these methodically. Step 1. Your very first timestamp must start exactly at 00:00. Step 2. You've got to use relevant keywords in your chapter titles. For example, 0345, the best SEO tools for 2026. And step 3, you need a minimum of 3 chapters per upload for the system to even register them. If you skip any of these rules, the algorithm might just ignore your timestamps entirely.
Finally, we reach Section 5, optimizing links and hashtags. And this brilliantly illustrates the exact conversion engine sitting right at the bottom of your description box. Your link hierarchy should look exactly like a funnel. Right after your mini blog and your timestamps, hit them with your primary call to action, a link to your website or a lead magnet. Below that, place your monetization links, so affiliate links, software platforms, or a Calendly booking link. Then include Watch Next internal links to 2 or 3 related pieces of your own content to increase your overall session watch time. And finally, always drop in a quick channel subscribe link. Right below your links come your hashtags. And the rule here is incredibly strict, 3 to 5. That's it. Hashtags act as category labels, policing your content in the right interest buckets. But if you use more than 15 hashtags, YouTube literally views this as a spam signal and will ignore every single one of them. Keep it strictly to 3 to 5 highly specific tags at the very bottom. Let's move on and see how this builds into the final piece of the puzzle. To wrap up the entire semantic entity of your description, you can leverage AI tools like Gemini to generate a clean TLDR, too long, didn't read summary. Look, users rarely read all 5,000 available characters. Placing a quick summary near the bottom provides immense value for human skimmers looking for bullet points, while simultaneously giving the algorithm's crawlers a clean, highly structured recap of your facts. If you take one mantra away from this entire explainer, let it be this: write for the bot, edit for the human. The ultimate 2026 strategy is finding that perfect harmony. You front-load keywords, use precise timestamp structures, and include LSI terms for the algorithmic bot. But you keep the language natural, provide helpful TLDR summaries, and use clean, clear links for the actual human viewer. So I'll leave you with this final, provocative thought. If the 2026 YouTube algorithm crawls your latest video right this very second, what story is your description actually telling it? Are you feeding it the exact semantic context it needs to rank you #1, or are you just hoping it guesses correctly? Take these strategies, go update your channel right now, and turn that simple text box into a massive search engine magnet. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and happy optimizing.